Broadcasting through the depths of outer space.
Hello, I'm alive. I don't know what's going on.
By your command.
Fascinating.
God damn you all to hell!
It's the Sci-Fi Podcast. This is episode 25 of the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. Michael Ball, Martin Fowler, again with another show, catching up with talking about science fiction and basically having a good time. Hello, Martin. How are you?
Hello, yeah, it's like the Silver Jubilee, isn't it? 25 years to 25 episodes. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. I was actually quite surprised at just how quickly the shows have mounted up. But it's been a real pleasure doing this, and we are planning on doing lots of things. Actually,
yes.
We were talking off air about some things we've got planned for the future, which I don't think we're going to share just yet, but you'll find out that there's going to be some new segments and all sorts of things coming along, so that should be interesting.
Yes, but we will be saying bye-bye to an old friend today.
We will. We'll tell you what's happening. We're going to have...
Oh, he's being made redundant.
Yes, he's basically... So basically, it's all the coronavirus has affected him. Bless him. It's the one thing that stopped him. It's it's only going to be. It's not indefinite, but for the short term at least, we're going to have a different segment from the Predator verses. We thought after 25 weeks. 25 Predator verses from Pat Butcher to Marvin the Paranoid Android to Dave Lister's Curry. We feel that he's going to have a break, but he will return. We're just trying to sort of shake things up a bit and introduce some different things. So we won't elaborate as to what that will be yet because we're still talking over, but it should be very interesting. So that should be good. But we've got one more. And apparently it's going to be Predator versus Rambo. So that should be interesting. So we look forward to that.
If he loses, he's sacked. That's
it. So we've got to see. This could be it. If Rambo wins, then that's it. This could be the last one forever. So keep listening in and you'll find out. On the show as well today, we've also got... I've delved into the recent bloopers. As people know, I do love the bloopers. And they're not technically all bloopers. They are bloopers stroke funny moments where things just go in a strange tangent. I've always done it for years. Technically, with the ones on this show and the ones on the last show I did, the whole collection now lasts over 9 hours. So you can see I'm a person who likes to find the comedic moments in podcasting. And I think Martin's had a few gems. Although, Martin, I will say some of these I do steal from your Martin Sci-Fi Appeal YouTube.
Take whatever you want.
But there are some funny ones as well. So it's a mix of both. So thank you for that. So before we move on, first of all, how have you been? What's been the latest with you up in London?
Well, I'm going out next week. I'm meeting a friend in a park. I know that sounds so bloody on it. I'm meeting a friend, and obviously we'll have to go sit in a park and have a coffee.
Okay.
So that's either Tuesday or Thursday. I'm actually involved with a community group on Zoom.
Okay.
The Good Vibes Collective, and I'm doing an interview tomorrow. With one of them, and she said she's getting her friend's a reality star or something, and she's coming on, and we're going to interview her on Zoom. We're going to talk about people benefit rights and where they stand when this is over legally, and that I'm going to ask questions, and she's a disability lawyer,
right?
And so we're doing it on Thursday. We're doing it, yeah. It's the first one, but she's got this friend. She's been on X's on the beach or something.
Okay.
No, I don't know, but she's been on one of them programs, so she's coming on as well. So I will post it to my YouTube channel tomorrow.
Okay, I'd like to check that out.
It should be interesting.
Yeah, it's something new for you to do, and obviously it's quite fun. It's strange how a lot of people are doing online things. It's like quite funny because I upset a Facebook group the other day. I won't say what they are, but they focus on unusual TV shows in the 80s. And I posted one recently, which was Rent a Ghost, which we mentioned, and we'd like to do a show of that, and that got about 800. But I said, I also then put another one. I said, do you remember the Crankies? But what I did was, because I thought it would be funny, is that I recently, and it was just a joke. It's nothing, but it was just my Photoshop skills. I changed Jimmy Cranky to Nicola Sturgeon. And I just thought it'd be funny, and people would think, "Oh, look!" And they all got very upset. They all said, "Why are you putting your political views on this page? Why are you doing that? What?" And I thought to myself, it was just a bloody joke. It wasn't anything. It was just to give people a laugh. So it's funny when you go into new things how sometimes you could inadvertently offend people, which was never my intention. It was just my humour. So I hope you have more luck with your new thing.
I have to say, she does look like him.
I didn't know that. I didn't realise that.
She does look like Jim, and people have been saying that for the last couple of years.
I didn't realise that.
Like Jimmy Grant.
I only heard about it, and so that's why I did it. It was just to give people a laugh. And it's just amazing how precious some people are about certain things. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. So in the end, I took the post off, and I actually I deleted my account with them. So they won't be getting any more posts from me, because I just thought, if people are that serious when it's just a joke about an image, when people are sending funny images of things all the time on your respective Facebook groups, then there really is some people out there with a real sense of humour bypass. Let's put it that way.
And I was quite shocked. I saw one of your posts on the film pages. You thought Batman vs Superman was absolute...
you know what? I knew that you'd read that. I knew that you were a big fan of that.
I didn't even leave a like. I was shocked.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. And you probably. Well, I hope it didn't ruin your day. I'm not a big fan of that film.
Yeah, my whole lifestyle. I saw it and I froze.
And that's why this is our last show, because that's it. It's not. I'm not co-hosting with this man who's. In the end, I didn't like it, and some people said it was. It just didn't work for me. I mean, like I said, I'm not so much of a, and I even put on the post about #MarvelVirgin. I don't know if you saw that as well, because that's the thing. I know it's not Marvel, but I'm not a bigger superhero fan as other elements in science fiction, and I just never liked the film. We should actually do that at some point. We could actually have a very good debate about the pros and cons of Batman versus Superman. So maybe at some point.
Have you seen Justice League?
No, I've not seen many of these things actually. I've seen the only thing I've seen from Marvel is that what's that Metal Man thing, and it's oh god, I know he's in the Marvel things. The man who dresses up in the suit, and he I can't remember what it's called.
What, the man who dresses up in the suit?
All right. It's a mechanical thing. He's like a millionaire, and it's got this round crystal.
Iron Man. Iron Man.
Couldn't think of the name. I saw that. I thought that was all right. Actually, I thought that the first one that was okay.
What? What?
Well, the first one, Iron Man.
All right.
You didn't like that? What? You like that? You didn't like that?
It's one of the greatest films ever made.
Oh, you
Iron
liked
Man
it?
One Star. It's a masterpiece.
Well, it's all right. I didn't dislike it.
Oh!
What? Are you doing an Incredible Hulk impression?
Iron Man. Look, I don't mean to be awful, but the remake of the Hulk movie was terrible.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think
both of them.
I don't like any of the Hulk remakes at all, but then I only like my beloved 1978 version with Bill Bixby, as you all know.
Hey, we could do TV Hulk. We could do TV Hulk versus everybody.
Oh no, because he just roars and stuff. No, he's too much like the Predator. except he's thicker. He's a bit thicker. And
I've got this picture of you in my back garden, looking out my bedroom window, and I'm seeing you on a morning sticking a £10 note and stealing clothes off a water. When you told me that the other week, I kept thinking, is he out there somewhere?
I could Photoshop myself as halfway like turning into the Incredible Hulk or something. I could do that. I could do you turning into the Incredible Hulk if you want.
No.
I'd never that.
Leave me alone.
Okay, fair enough.
Leave me alone.
So, what are we talking about now? We're talking about Batman versus Superman. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, and I guess I just didn't click with it, but that's just me. If you like it, and other people on that thing, they all said, some people said that was terrible, some people said they liked it. I think it's one of those films that you either, a bit like Marmite, you either like it or loathe it. It's a Marmite.
I thought it was very good. You've got to watch Justice League, which is the sequel to it.
It's like a Marvel. It's like Marmite film. So, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I said.
Well, I watched the latest DC film last night. They've released. I rented it on Amazon because I thought I could buy it, so I ended up renting it. I watched it last night. I didn't know what to make of it. It was Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, the emancipation of Harley Quinn. It started off all right for the first time, and then it just I don't know what happened to it. It just went totally, utterly stupid.
What about
it did bomb at the cinema. I mean, just Margaret Robbie running around with short, tight stuff on.
Well, it can't be all that bad then.
No, it wasn't that bad. But it was meant to be about this team of superwomen in Gotham City, and I just gave up on it towards the end. I was like, well, they're not the birds of prey.
No.
Who were they?
And I also saw Hardware recently.
Oh God, no!
And that was
do
terrible.
You know that's a cult classic,
is
that?
I thought it was shite. I thought it was terrible.
What's famous about that film is years ago when it was made. I think it was late 80s.
Yeah, 1990. I think.
It was. It got financing. It was one of the first films to get financing for it, and it was like a student production.
But it was British.
Channel 4.
It was British though. It looked like it was American, but it was British. It was a really weird film. It was awful. I thought it was a terrible film.
They got funding for it. I think Channel 4 banged a few quid into it as well. And they released it on video. And I remember all like Star, these magazines, they all made a big thing about this movie.
Yeah.
And it come out on video. I remember they had there was a cinema in Leeds, they had a night for it, But, like a promotional thing. And I couldn't get a ticket. I'm glad I did. Anyway, finally it come out on video and I watched it. And I thought, my God, this is shit.
It really was. It was terrible.
It was terrible. It was. And I thought, yeah, when is this finishing? But apparently it's a cult classic. And I totally disagree.
No, I never clicked with it at all.
Alec Cox put it on as well. I think he put it on.
Oh, did he? What? Did he like it?
I don't know. I don't remember. But I will find that
intro.
I'd
like to look at some reviews, but I thought it was absolute crap. I thought it was terrible. And it's like that neighbour that's got the sort of telescope and he's sort of like jerking off looking at the woman through the window, and then it was awful. It was. Do you remember that bit?
No.
And then in the end he dies. And then the robot sort of comes to life, and it's.
Why?
It was terrible.
Did you have to,
Well, that's a bit I remember, and then he eventually gets killed, and then because she's got the guy finds a helmet and a few bits of metal and a metal hand, and it starts to come alive. And somebody said somebody said on the Facebook, they thought it was better than the Terminator. What? They thought it was better than the Terminator. The Terminator is one of the most defining cult classic science fiction films of all time. One of my top 10 films ever. Everything about it.
Definitely.
And they said that Hardware was better than the Terminator. Are they crazy?
Oh, come on. Come on.
What are they on?
Hardware didn't even get a proper cinema release. It went straight to video. Everybody thought it was shit.
It was shit.
And just because it got a few good words from a couple of sci-fi writers. Look, I remember one sci-fi columnist back in 80s said Black Hole were better than Star Wars.
Oh, I don't mind Black Hole.
Black Holes, we'll have to cover that.
Yeah, I like Black Hole, but I mean, no, it's nothing compared to Star. I mean, yeah, and that's ridiculous as well. That's ridiculous. No, but I don't dislike Black Hole. I don't dislike Black Hole.
No,
but it's not on the heights of Star Wars, though, is it?
No, but to come say Hardware's better than bloody Terminator. Yeah, somebody said that to me. I'd kick off. You come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I don't. What it is, I don't want to, because it's like a Facebook group and stuff. It's a bit difficult. If it's your own group, if you ran it, then you'd have more of control and stuff. But no, I just thought whoever put that.
If somebody said that to me, they'd be banned.
Yeah, well, I just think that's crazy. I'll have to find it. I'll see if I can find it.
What made you watch Hardware? What made you go to that?
I've been looking for films which I've not seen before because I've got so much time on my hands. So what happened was I often go to YouTube's and they say like the top 10 sci-fi films of the 1980s or the 1990s. I go through that from time to time and look at people's recommendations. And what I try to do is not look too much at the reviews because especially in recent years, reviews tend to be so off from the way I see things. So I like to see a film from my own perspective and see whether I like it or not. And going back to the Superman versus Batman thing, in the end, we're all different. We all like something about the film. And you know what I mean? So somebody on YouTube said, Hardware, this film, and you look at it and it's got quite a cool poster, and the helmet does look a bit like a T-800 Terminator, and and it just looked like, I like the time period, so I thought, let's give it a go. And of course, it's the biggest waste of an hour and a half of my life I've ever done. So I blame YouTube, I think.
It's one of the worst. It's terrible. It's absolutely. It's one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, it was a bit of a hashtag fail for hardware. So if anybody's listening to this and thinking about renting out or getting a copy of hardware from wherever, I would suggest, and we're on, both agree, save your time, because it's absolute shite. And there's plenty of other good films to watch. Replay The Terminator, because there's a lot more fun.
I recommend a good film from the 80s with Rutger Hauer. It's a cult one. I don't know if it's a bit of a horror one. It's weird. It is set in like a Blade Runner-esque world with a demon. It's called Split Second.
Nope, not seen that. I like Rutger Hauer, though. Because he only died.
It's set in,
I was going to say.
It's set in London,
right.
The future, and it's sort of like this depressing sort of future, but there's this demon running around eating people, and they can't accept it. It's like it's in future, like there's no money in that. It's from what I can remember, it's a bloody good film, actually.
Yeah.
I think it only got to video, I think, but it was one of them you pick up at Video Library back in the day, and you thought, well, this is bloody good.
Yeah.
It's not a film. I mean, there's not a big budget on it, but I'll tell you something, it wipes the floor with hardware.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's strange. I mean, it's like I saw recently, not recently, I saw it a long time ago, I never forgot it. I saw a film called Free Jack with Mick Jagger. Do you ever see Free Jack, Mick Jagger?
Oh, God, with Martin Sheen.
Yeah. I thought that was quite good. I quite like that.
He's a racing car driver.
I see a racing car. Yeah.
He gets frozen in time and he gets transported to the future. So Anthony Hopkins, who runs a corporation, can take over his body because everybody's been infected by pollution. And Mick Jagger drives an armoured vehicle chasing him around.
Yeah. Did you like that?
I've not seen that in years. It's a book. I've read the book years ago. It's a fantastic film, that.
Yeah, I've got a copy of it. I've got to give it a watch.
Actually, Mick Jagger's not that bad in that, actually. He's got a name. It's called Point Decker or something.
Yes, that's right. And I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, I thought that was a bloody good film, because I rented that on video now. Yeah. And I thought, this ain't bad, this, actually.
Never forgot it. I never forgot it. And I suddenly sort of like... I found a YouTube post about hardware. The one... Let's see what they put. Let's have a look. I won't give names, obviously, but some of the comments. Let's have a look, because it was quite funny. But yeah, Free Jack's good. I recommend checking that out. I saw it a long time ago. I never forgot it. So that normally is a good sign that it's good. You know what I mean? You remember it if it's absolute crap, like hardware, but you also remember it if it's really good. And I remember that was good. Let's have a look. Let's just see what it says. Some people are saying that they liked hardware because it had some good music in it, which I don't mind the music. Let's have a look. So it was based apparently on Future Shocks from 2000 AD. Apparently it's to do because you're into comics and stuff. It has some relevance to 2000 AD.
Right, yeah.
Let's have a look. Somebody says, great low budget film. Anything with Carl McCoy is always going to be good. No. Somebody says, I liked it. Claustrophobic and tense. No, it wasn't. Somebody else says, yes, it was died. Looked good, though, at first. Yeah. Somebody says, oh, yeah, I love hardware, and it stands up today. Got to bear in mind that he was an art student at the time and had to blag everything on less than a shoestring budget. But yeah, but it was terrible. It wasn't well written. It had Iggy Hop in it.
I watched it back in the day, and I was young, and I thought it was a complete utter pile of shit.
It did have Iggy Hop in it. But yeah,
again, you do get these people that put like this thing on a movie where it's like an intellectual. It's like this thing. It's like this masterpiece of science fiction. It's not. It's shit.
Yeah.
And I'll say that it's shit.
And I'm
going to say it one more time. It's shit.
And I will say, I won't give the person name. And somebody said, I actually wrote this on the reply. Said, loved this more than Terminator. They actually loved it more than the Terminator.
And he'll be one of these sci-fi. You get these like people that are like, not all the time, but you get sci-fi connoisseurs.
Yeah.
And I've met them. They're real wankers, some of them. And they praise movies like this. Oh, yeah, but you've not seen the aesthetics of it and the hang on, I've got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Please stand by, everybody.
Oh, yes. Hang on. Sorry, I'm online. Yeah, go on. All right. Cheers, love. Stay safe. Bye. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Don't worry about that.
Bloody decorators and well, we're coming round to decorate your house. I said, well, so I said, right then. So you're coming out to decorate. I said, what about the carpets you're meant to be doing? She said, oh, we're looking at that now. So looks like I'm going to be getting. Well, fine. I'm going to get decorated and get my new carpets in.
Oh, good for
then
you.
I can buy my new sofa then. I'm sick of this.
Yeah, well, you got to...
No, because idiot neighbour upstairs, he flooded me out, you see.
Oh, really?
I've been cursed with floods for about a year. Where I was living before, I had a garden. I was downstairs, but I had an open plan flat. It was a modern one.
Right.
It was all open plan. Well, the pipes blew, so they had to move me and 5 others out of the building. But they've not done it up, you see, because I'm in the house. I'm under Notting Hill housing, so they moved me into here, which was meant to be like so for about 6. But they're not doing the other building. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, God!
So I've got this madman upstairs. He's old, but he forgot to turn tap off twice.
Oh, Christ!
And I got flooded out.
Oh my God!
So yeah, I went out. I come in. Neighbour downstairs contacted. He flooded us both out. He'd been on for 10 hours, you know.
So how can he let the tap on?
Well, he was just sat there watching telly.
Oh God! But,
Well, no, water were all around him because I went ballistic and I went up there. And at first, I was gonna, kick off at him.
Yeah.
But he's not all there, is he?
Well, he doesn't sound it.
He's a lovely fella.
Is he a bit senile or something? Is he a bit kind
I
of
think
like,
so.
not
Yeah.
quite
Well,
clean?
they were gonna obviously because of his head, they were gonna rehouse him, and put him in a place where he was gonna. But they can't now with what's going on.
No. Well.
When all these cars. Yeah, so he's got to stay up there until they get the word to move him out. So all money I spent when I moved in, I've got it all back. But I booked in people to come and do it, and then they come and said we'll pay for it all. So I got the money back. Now they're organising it, and they're coming out on 5th of June to sort it out. I mean, so things are fine. I can finally get my new sofa and get all this stuff off the walls and get it all redone. I'm so bloody. So I just got all the glass cabinets. I've just finished building them.
Right.
And they're all set up in corner. But I'm gonna have to. I can't buy it because I don't want to move it all out. But I keep telling you, you've got to sort the hallway out as well. It's like, no, but we just got one more. No, you need to sort the fucking hallway out.
Well,
like,
some of that.
Good job.
Some of that has been added to the show. I mean, what I'll do is when you take the call, I'll do a fade out and then obviously come in once you've finished your call. But like I said, sorry about the hassles. At least then it sounds like you're making progress.
Yeah.
So
Don't forget this. Every time we sort of do a podcast, one of us gets a phone call.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's all right. That's fine. I mean, like I said, we'll keep that bit of the explanation because in the end, it's nice for people to know a little bit about our respective lives, I think. So
yes,
in the end, we're not robots. So good luck with that, matey. Good luck.
Yes, cheers. I look forward to it.
Right. Shall we just see if there's any solo on Sci-Fi News? Let's hit the jingle and see if there's anything.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Working.
Solar Sci-Fi News. Right, Martin, what do you got for us?
Right, a quick one. I know you're not into this. I don't know if you've seen it. I watched it 3 times, thought it was shit. Ruby Rose is exiting Batwoman. Good. I won't be watching that again, getting a new Batwoman.
Okay.
So that she's leaving, but there's obviously other reasons behind it.
Right.
Miller confirms Furiosa sequel to Mad Max. The last one with Charlize Theron.
Right.
Yeah, so they do. The lady character in the truck. I don't know if you've seen the new Mad Max.
I saw the original years and years ago with Mel Gibson, but I don't remember that much about it.
The remake was very good.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
It's very good. Even though my best friend didn't like it, but it's very good. So they're doing. It's about one of the characters is getting her own film from that.
Okay.
But there is some exciting news that I'm very excited about. We've got Space Force, the TV series. It's been advertised on Netflix.
Is that... that's the one with Steve Carell, isn't it, from The Office?
Yes,
I
yes.
like the look
I
of
think
that.
It's a bit of a comedy. He's an idiot generally.
Yeah.
Mr.
I mean, I was a big fan of The Office. I've seen every episode of the American version. I thought he was very good in it, although he wasn't in the last couple of seasons. I just hope it's not going to be another Avenue 5, which I thought was a big disappointment. But yeah, it looks good so far.
I dropped that.
I dropped it as well.
Somewhere, I think by episode 4 I got fed up with it.
I think I watched about 7 and I just thought this is just not working for me. And I like sci-fi and I like comedy, but it just didn't work for me. I just didn't find it. I just didn't like it. I didn't click with it. Don't know why. And Hugh Laurie was in it. But go on. What's your other bit?
The big news is we're getting Hot Fuzz 2.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I like Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Simon Pegg. I've got it in front of me now. I love Hot Fuzz.
I like Simon Pegg.
Edgar Wright's Hot Fuzz, the second entry in the Cornetto trilogy with Shaun of the Dead and World's End. I love World's End. And today's star
World's End is really funny.
Would love to reprise Nicholas Angel.
I was going to say the World's End is the best one. I like the World's End.
I think you can relate to it.
Yeah, I really do.
I think you can relate to that. You see yourself in them characters.
Yeah, they're very normal, very normal, sort of down to earth. I like the way he's still got his old cassette deck in his car, and he's got like a Ford Capri or something. And he goes, and he's got the same tape that he had from 1985. And no, it's the same tape. It was funny. It was a very good film. I liked it.
Yes,
it got a bit weird.
We're getting the sequel.
Good, that's good. Now, this time last week, did we announce that the next Star Trek series has been officially announced? Was it? Did we talk about that last week?
It's now official. This morning, I lost it. We're getting a new McCoy.
Oh, I didn't read about that. I heard about a new Kirk.
I had it all set up and then I accidentally removed it. But
that's a shame.
They said this morning it's official. We're getting a McCoy, so that means I think we're going to get a Scotty as well.
Well, we don't know when. I mean, thing is though, this is now. Let's get this right. This will be set after the Cage, but before when no man has gone before, isn't it? It's in between.
It's 7 years before he ends up in the wheelchair.
And which was obviously in the Menagerie 2 parts in the original Star Trek. Now the Cage episode itself. Now that was set something like, wasn't it 11 years before Captain Kirk was the captain of the Enterprise? Isn't that right?
Yeah, he got a good 10 years on the Enterprise, didn't he?
Yeah, so
he got quite a while.
And how long has Discovery? Now we've seen Pike. When I assume that this will be after the episodes that we saw Pike on Discovery.
Discovery's 10 years before Kirk.
So it's only about a year after the Cage happened in the original.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So is this going to be like a jump for a couple of years after the Discovery episodes?
I don't know.
It'll be close. It'll be close.
It's set 7 years before he ends up in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to get a full 5-year mission at least.
And what I've heard is that they've listened to the fans and they're going to make this. It's going to be. The episodes are going to be quite standalone with like an overall arc, and I think it sounds to me like it'd be like a season of Doctor Who or something, where you've got standalone episodes where there's something going on, which is, I love that. I think that would be brilliant.
The Federation is going to be quite positive as well.
Yeah, and please drop the F-bombs. Can we make it so that everyone in the family can watch it, please? I hope that. I'm very excited about that. I really wish they could just get on with making it now. Everything's still in a hole, but this is really good. All the actors about Ethan Peck, Anson Mount, who I thought were very good in their respective roles in Discovery. They were the highlight for me on season 2 of Discovery.
Rebecca Romijn.
Yes, that's number 1. Yeah, she was good as well. So I'm really pleased. This is excellent news.
Yeah. This is Star Trek. We're going to get Star Trek now. I mean, proper Star Trek. What it's about.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want.
And he's the right man for it. He's got that personality for it.
Well, yeah.
He seems I know you've met him, but I saw he did a live thing on Facebook, and he thanks everybody.
Oh, and he's a huge Star Trek fan as well.
Made my dream come true.
Yeah. I think he's going to be so good. He was so good in Discovery, and I'm really going to miss him in this. But of course, Discovery's doing its own thing now for season 3. So yeah, very, very positive news. I'm very, very pleased about it.
He did a TV series for Disney called The Inhumans, you know.
Oh, did he?
And it was meant to be. Well, it was going to be one MCU movies, and they did 10 or 12 episodes, and everybody got excited. It's based on this comic, and the main character Blackbot don't talk, because if he talks he can blow up a mountain.
Okay.
Right. So seriously, I'm not making this up. They live on this city on the moon.
Right.
And he didn't talk at all in it. He was like the main character, but he never spoke. Seriously, I can't believe it's him, but it is him, you know. And he's a bloody good. I mean, to do that and express communication without talking, he's a bloody good.
I know he also worked with Colin Meaney, who played obviously O'Brien on Deep Space Nine in a series. So they've worked together in the past. Yeah, he worked with him for something, so they're mates. So I think he actually asked Colin for advice about being on Star Trek and stuff, because obviously Colin worked years before Anson did on Discovery. So I always like it when you hear fans or actors who been on other things when they end up on Star Trek. I always like that.
So the Kelvin universe, again, I mean, the origins in the first movie that him and Kurt signed up together. And McCoy and Kurt, they went through academy together, didn't they, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously, so it's looking like that McCoy served under Pike, and it's looking like Uhura comes on board as well. So they were all on the ship before him.
But it's a different timeline, so you can argue that that's what I like about that.
A lot of that crew, they're making it, he must have come on board by himself now then. Like he was the later, after Pike had his accident, he got the command. Yeah, well, but the crew must have been there, like, you know.
Well, they'll have to explain how because Kirk was on the Farragut.
Yes, it was.
So they'll have to explain why, unless it's like they do a similar Discovery thing where Pike takes temporary command of the Discovery. Maybe there's some reason why Kirk is temporarily transferred, or it could be we don't know when he transferred from the Farragut onto the Enterprise, so it could actually fit with canon.
But, to be honest, I don't think they should bring Kirk into it.
No. I don't either. I'm hoping he'll be like I don't know whether he's going to be a main character or maybe a recurring or a guest thing.
If we've got to have him in final season, that'd make. But to bring him in now, in the early days, they've got to establish Captain Pike.
I think it's all rumour. I'm not too. I think at the moment that's rumour. I think that at the moment we know it's going to be Ethan Peck, Anson Mount, and get those three there.
But what about Scotty? Is he on the ship? Because he's been in Starfleet for years.
Do you know
he's
what?
Older than
do you know what they got? Do you know what they should do if they get Scotty in this series? And they should do, although he might be a bit older. Get Chris Doohan from Continues as Scotty.
Yeah,
that's what they should do. It would be fantastic. And he actually, age-wise, he'd probably be about right because Scotty was older in the original series.
He was older,
so could we get away with Chris? Could Chris Doohan do it? I think he could.
Simon Pegg did it, didn't he?
So, and I like Simon Pegg's Scotty as well. So, they probably wouldn't do that because of the fan thing. But I think that would please a lot of fans if the actual son of James Doohan appeared as a younger Scotty in the Strange New World series. So, brilliant stuff. Very excited about that.
They've had a poll on Ranker Watch. This what it's called. This website. It's not Wanker. It's Ranker.
I think it's Wanker.com.
It's called Ranker.
Wanker.com.
Right.
Okay, go on.
Right. The best. It's the best 30 sci-fi TV series ever made. I'm only going to do the top 5 because it'll be easier.
Okay.
Number 5, Star Trek: The Original Series.
Yeah.
This is all the greatest sci-fi series ever made.
Okay.
Number 4, this is what they're saying, you know, obviously. Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, well, I love that. I love Stargate SG-1.
Number 3, The Next Gen.
Yeah.
2, Battlestar Galactica.
Which one?
Number 1, the new one.
Okay,
remake.
right.
I could see that being in top 10, but I won't put it in top 10.
Okay. What's number 1? Doctor Who, I suppose.
No, Firefly.
What?
I can find out what Firefly. Doctor Who's number 7.
Oh, well, I saw that. I'm going to watch Firefly. It's done for a future show. I thought
Star
it was okay.
Trek DS9.
DS9?
Which I'm not.
DS9 should be right up there. Well, really, what they should...
X-Files plays Doctor Who.
I like the X-Files, but I don't think it's as good as Doctor Who. Not for what it's done.
Stargate Atlantis in the top 10, but is at number 9. And at number 10, this is a bloody insult. The Twilight Zone, black and white.
Oh.
No wonder this is called the Wanker Ranker site.
Wanker Ranker, yeah, well, it is a Wanker Ranker.
Yeah, well, I think I'll give that a miss. Then
No.
they got that wrong.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay.
Have
What's your sort of 10? What would you say? Can you off the cuff think about your top 10 in order, or roughly what you'd count as the best shows ever?
I'd put in UFO as my all-time favourite. Star Trek, the original series, followed by Deep Space Nine, Stargate Atlantis, and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And then definitely Firefly at number 6. You know, I got to think for the classics, and the Invaders at number 7. But that's my choice.
What I would do, I would put all the Star Treks as in one entity rather than actually, because I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. So I would probably put Star Trek at number 1, all of them, rather than just specifics.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Number 2 would probably have to be Doctor Who, all of them, again, new and old. Number 3 would be Stargate, all of them. Number 4, what would be my 4th? That's a tough one because they're my top ones. I'm trying to think what would be number 4. That's a hard. Red Dwarf would be high up there because I think Red Dwarf, although it's more comedy, I still rate it very highly.
I think definitely in the top 10 for me, Red Dwarf.
To be honest with you, after those 4, really, any other of the 6 I'm going to mention would be. Babylon 5, I wouldn't. I like Babylon 5, but although it's a classic, I never clicked with it as much as I should have done. So I would probably put in my other 6 would be The Outer Limits, the 90s version, because I love that. Yes. I'm sorry to say this, but I'd have to mention The Incredible Hulk.
You're allowed that. You're allowed it. As much as I'm pulling a face right now,
well, you're allowed. Thank you. I would also mention Quantum Leap. I think Quantum Leap I rate very highly as well.
Yeah. Would you rate Farscape?
I can't until I've properly viewed it all. So that is pending a full review. Expanse is up there as well, quite frankly. I like Expanse a lot as well. That's most of the ones I like. The X-Files, but I've not seen that all either because it's a big series. I quite like Lost. I like the new Battlestar Galactica. I like the old Battlestar Galactica as well, although it's strange, that series, because it started off so well but it fizzled out. It sort of it lost its direction, but if it had started off as it had done, it might have been higher. But I like the Battlestar Galactica, new and old versions as well.
I think it changes weekly for me.
Yeah, I was going to say it does fluctuate. I mean, like I said, the Doctor Who, Star Trek, Stargates are my top 3, and after that, really, it's hard to say because.
Well, they were the ones you got excited about, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And
of course, Doctor Who and Star Trek technically are still running. And Stargate is lost in the wilderness somewhere. It's the biggest mystery for me because that is a money maker, which is begging to be tapped, but it doesn't seem to be brought up. So there we go. Okay, so any other news before we go on to our first of the week?
We've got 2 bits. There's a Star Trek Voyager reunion happening.
Okay.
Have you seen Alita Battle Angel? They're making a sequel.
No.
I've not seen it. I've heard it flopped, but I've heard it's very good.
Okay.
And Star Trek Picard. They've learnt lessons from season 1 and having time to refine a cool season 2. Got it in front of me at trekmovie.com.
Okay.
Yeah, Star Trek Picard wrote the first season in March. Title carried off to new adventures with the crew. Laura Serene and our executive producer Akiva Goldsman is talking about the plans for season 2 and offering insights into season 1.
Right. Okay.
Waiting to start up again for season 2. Delay can help make it better. I'm not really that bothered about it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm worried about Patrick Stewart being so old. I wanted to get over there and get it filmed because he's so old now. Bless him. And like I said, after the first season, I'm more excited for Discovery actually than Picard season 2, and of course now Strange New Worlds is the one. I'm really underwhelmed, not be that bothered about Lower Decks, but we'll just have to see what happens when that comes out.
Yeah, I think they're making a fan movie about Voyager.
Oh, okay.
Like the Deep Space Nine one.
Yeah, well, I delved into a couple of Star Trek Continues fan episodes this week, and I watched the one with John Delancey where they go to the world where there's no colour, and in the end,
it's fantastic.
I know, right?
Do you know
oh my god, that was a good episode. That was such a clever idea.
Genius what they did on that.
I mean,
I phoned my mate up straight away. I said, "Have you seen it?" He said, "I'm watching it right now."
So
he
good.
said, "1 minute they're in colour, and then it was black and white." I thought, "What is going on?" It was just genius.
Such a clever idea.
It was so unexpected.
And it's about racism, and that's what Star Trek. That was just classic sci-fi. I don't know who wrote that episode, but they deserve a medal for that. Quite frankly, some sort of nomination.
It's amazing. Before we move on, it's amazing that for 50 grand an episode they did that.
I know.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
7 million on Discovery, and they can't even get it right.
No, and Picard with the F-bomb Romulans and stuff like that, and they don't get it. They don't quite get it. The people who did that. I mean, luckily they got most of the episodes they wanted to make out there, which is really good. But
I think there's an element in production of the new stuff. What they did to Egypt were a big fuck off to his character.
Oh yeah, it was.
The actual actor, I've met him. He's a nice guy. I met him at a convention. He actually walks about, talks to people. Manny Summit is really nice guy. And I thought what they did to him, and what they did to his character in that first, I thought were a bit. I did like a big fuck off to him.
Yeah.
But apparently he said something a few years ago, which they weren't happy about. Apparently.
Oh, he appeared in Renegades as well. He appeared in Renegades as the character.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, Renegades wasn't very good, was it? I didn't think that.
They never made episode 2, did they?
They did, but they had to get rid of all the Starfleet. The ship changed. They didn't have the proper Starfleet uniforms. They did. They made some subsequent.
They do. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. They called it like Space Fleet or something. It was definitely, and it still had the I can't remember the name, but their ship that they had, and some of the characters were there, but they had to get rid of. It was just when the CBS came down on all the fan films, and
because of accent now.
And I think Tim Russell's in it as well, but he looks human.
Yeah, he is.
But so he wasn't a Volk. He wasn't like Tuvok anymore. So you should check it out. It's not very good though. It was poor.
Before we go, have you seen AXA now?
Of course I have. I'm just sick of tired of them saying, "Oh, we're doing another crowdfunder for this crowd." They've been doing these crowdfunders for about 25 years. They had the
crowdfunder last week.
I know. I'm fed up with it now.
I watched it. Can you please donate money? I thought, when are you going to release like the full bloody movie? We're all been waiting for that. I know you bought yourself £1 million studio and you're renting it out, and there's all that scandal with it. But it's maybe should I have said that online? Well, no. There's all kinds all over the place.
Yeah, that's not you. That's just facts.
Apparently, he bought a studio, and I don't know. He shouldn't have done. That's why Paramount moved on him.
Yeah, I know.
But I think there was a lot more, because I think when he were going into that, I've got to admit, with the accent, I think he got it right.
Oh, I know.
He did get it right, and they can't even do that. The original uniforms. They got it right, and he did that for what, 200,000?
Yeah.
They're spending 7 million on what?
Well, they spent on Picard, and I think half of it went to Picard, Patrick Stewart's salary, quite frankly, and Brent Spiner must have had a bit of expensive fee as well.
And John Briggs.
Yeah, Jonathan, and Marina Sirtis as well. So I mean, but like I said, I'm going to give that series a rewatch. I found it a complete disappointment the first time round, but I've noticed, I've said this to you recently, I think I tend to warm a little bit to things on a second viewing. So I've definitely warmed. I loved Discovery when I first saw it, but now watching it again, although it's got a lot of problems and it's not what I consider Star Trek, I still consider it some elements which I do quite enjoy, even though
I just like the mirror universe. As long as we're there, I'm more interested in that. So.
Yeah, but you can get away with a lot more in the mirror universe. But I still think the Enterprise two-party in the Mirror Darkly was probably one of the best mirror universe episodes ever. It was fantastic.
The best one.
It was. Right. Well, thank you for that, Martin. I think if it's okay with you, we'll move on to our Focus of the Week. Are you ready?
Yes, yeah. What is Focus of the Week?
I'm going to say, let's hit the jingle and I'll announce it. Here we go.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi
Focus of the Week.
All right, so the focus of this week is a film which has been remade. I think it also had a recent TV remake, which only lasted one episode, which I saw a while ago. But it's had quite a few. It is The Time Machine.
Yes.
This is a fantastic story based on the H.G. Wells story. And again, H.G. Wells' things are adapted like War of the Worlds, not like the BBC recent version, of course. But we are focusing, although I want to focus on the original one per se, there's also the remake done about 10 years ago. There's another one with Malcolm McDowell. Let's focus first of all on the original one and get perspective. So what did you think about this when you saw it, and how does it hold up for you now?
The 1960s
version
is a masterpiece of a film, and every time I watch it I get extremely excited. Something about that film that draws you in. Even the music for it's beautiful.
It's lovely music. We've got the music playing in the background, the opening titles at the moment.
Beautiful.
It's a really good film. I just thought that because it was directed by George Powell. Didn't George Powell direct the 1953 War of the Worlds as well?
He did.
There we go.
He did quite a few, actually.
And that was another excellent film as well. And of course, again,
yes,
paralleling the H.G. Wells thing. I thought it was a fantastic film. I can't remember when I saw it. It's one of those films that I've always known. You know, I don't remember the first time I watched it. But I just thought that given the time it was made, 1960, and how it was made, it was excellently done. I thought the idea of a de-evolved human society splits, where you got the almost animalistic kind of Morlocks, and then you got the cattle of the Eloi, was a great idea. And I think that for the most part it was done well. So tell me parts of the film that you remember the most out of it.
The film that fascinates me is when he's travelling really into the far into the future, and when he went after the nuclear war kicks off and all the molten lava, and he vanishes out in the time machine. There is a part when all the wall comes down, all the lava, you see that valley, and you see cities being built in the far future. There was a time when there was an advanced human society.
Yes.
But then again, and I would have loved to have seen him stop there.
He didn't though. We just saw it being built up.
We did see it.
Yeah, we saw it built up, and then he continues on to the point where the main part of the film is, which is quite interesting, as you say, because you see the ruins of that society. And you would have thought he would have stopped there.
That dome.
That's right. Which, of course, in the end is kind of like an eating place for the Eloi later on in the film. And that great, obelisk, that iconic thing that with a face on it, is kind of like. I'd love to have seen that. And that they should have done that. They should have tapped that.
Yeah, that's what I would love to see. That's what fascinated me about that.
Yeah.
And the film is, look, I know he's beating them all up and that, but it was the 60s, but these people, I mean, there's a great scene where he's with that daft one with blonde hair, and then he goes, Can you show me where the books are?
Yeah.
Because I watched this with a friend of mine. So keep rewinding this scene. And he goes up to all these books on walls and he picks one up of knowledge. And it crumbles in his hands.
Yeah.
And he's just stood there pulling this thick expression. And look at him going, you've just let it all fall apart. He said, what have you done? What have you done? And he's got no concept of anything, this dude. All he does is eat and just breed all day. That's all he's shagging and eating and sat on his ass, and like he's just going, I come from a time of men, we fought,
we created and we made this. And you just sit here like cattle eating your fruit and stuff and looking bored and stuff and like that. Yeah. It was interesting.
Still on furlough.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the coronavirus. 480 million years in the future, and that's where we are. That's what will happen. That's when they don't find the vaccine.
But it's a great scene, it's a good film, and I think it's very powerful. That what's happened, all that. It makes you think that all the war and the building and the destruction and the evolution from where we started is highlighted in that moment. Everything, the whole history of where we're meant to be going, and then we end up shagging and eating and sat on his ass all day and doing nothing.
And also becoming farm animals.
Yeah.
Being food for the Morlocks and stuff like that. But the Morlocks were interesting, weren't they? Because they were subterranean and they actually had working machinery. And on this podcast, you'll hear the working machinery playing in the background right now. But it was, I don't know. What do you think about the Morlocks?
The Morlock thing, where the new film, I'd probably get panned for this, but I did like the Spielberg version. I actually did quite like it. I found that I've watched them both together, you see.
Right.
And I found the Spielberg version. It's obviously the 60s is the masterpiece, the original, but the Spielberg one, it puts a bit more in.
Now let's focus on that a bit.
To build them machines, there must have been an intelligence. In the 60s one, there must have been something intelligent, but somebody was building them machines and maintaining them. So there was something else there in that Morlock society. As I got older, I started to think that there was something intelligent there, because they were just too stupid. They were just like animals. But there was something in there at maintaining machines that were keeping it going. There was so much more there that could have really gone into. Whereas I think the Spielberg, I'm just like slightly deviate. Took that bit to it and I thought it was beautiful. So
when you say the Spielberg version, I assume you're referring to the 2002 version.
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
I don't know if it had Spielberg in it. So let's focus on that a little bit as well. So I quite liked that version. I prefer the original, I have to admit that, but I do think that there are some elements of I like the now the Morlocks were really de-evolved at that point. They're sort of running, when they ran, they all sort of ran on sort of like their arms were partly more like legs than arms and things like that. I thought that was clever. I didn't think that the who was the chief? Jeremy Irons was the chief.
Irons, wasn't it?
I thought he was really bad in that role. I didn't think he worked at all in that particular role for some reason.
Didn't you like the concept that there was behind the savagery there was like an evolved underground intelligence there that something had to maintain the machine? They want them. Somebody were doing it. Or something.
I think that the actual idea is fine, but I just think Jeremy Irons, he camped it all up. He made him look like a twirling mustache kind of character. You know, he had this big. It just didn't work for me. I think the concept was good, but he messed it up. He fucked that up, quite frankly.
Because if some guy comes from the past a million years ago, and you're not going to go give him the fucking time machine, say, look, go back to the past and live your life, and just get on with it. You know what I mean? And he's like stood there. I'm thinking, well, all I've got to do, mate, is go back a couple of thousand years and erase your race.
Yeah.
Are you going to be that fucking stupid to give? First thing you're going to do is take the fucking thing for yourself, right? And second thing, you're not going to let him go back to where he could, knowing that at some point in evolution, he's going to turn up and screw it all up. Yeah. Because you're just not going to do it. And that was the one thing that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I think that was the downfall of that film, was that scene. Even though I did like the concept of an intelligence, where in the 60s one, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
That there was a controlling influence
and
the background.
They didn't sort of specify that. They were just more like... And the thing is, though, they were almost like animals, the Morlocks in the original one. So, as you rightly say, if they'd have had like a main head Morlock who was the intelligence who was running, the others are more like drones or something, that would have made more sense for the original. I think you're right. I agree about that.
But you're not going to go give him keys for fucking time machine to go back thinking, well, I'll go back to the date before this lot happened and go change it all.
Yeah.
Because he's got that. He's got the power. He's got that power to do that.
He's literally got the power to change the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, go all right. Just fuck off back and go alter him.
All right.
Yeah,
fine,
all right.
okay.
Cheers. Right then. I'll be nice to you. Right, I've got the keys. I'm off. You know, suddenly they don't exist, and that's what annoyed me about that film. But the 60s one I thought were brilliant, but there is a sequel to the 60s one.
The 1970.
Oh,
yes, yeah, that's right. There was a sequel to that. I saw something about that.
It's only a 10-minute movie.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. Was it good? I can't remember how it went.
Well, it's on the DVD. It's they're both older. They made it years later.
Yeah, I remember they're older.
I think they made it for DVD. I think, or it was some documentary. Philby's going off to war. You remember him?
Yeah, Philby, yeah.
And he's in his house, and he hears his time machine. He pops up and he says, "Look, you know, you're gonna die in the next couple of days. I've come back to stop this. Come with me in the future, and it won't happen." And Philby's like, "Well, go." He said, "I've got to live, play out what I'm gonna do." And he can't talk, and then he goes off into the future. But before he says, "Well, I'll come back again," and change his mind. I've got all the time in the world.
That's right, which he said in
and
the
I
first
thought
one.
that was beautiful.
Yeah, I did see that.
He created some kind of advanced society in the future.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the 60s one, he says to that Mrs. What they call it, Mrs. TikTok. She's got a clock name, hasn't she?
I can't remember.
The maid.
The maid.
She's got a name. Clock.
Mrs. Templeton or something.
No, it's Mrs. Ticket or something. It's some kind of clock name she's got, and I forgot what it is. But he says to her, which right end of film, he says he took $5, and she said, "Well, which one?" He said, "What $5 would you take to start a new society?"
That's right.
That is beautiful. That is the defining moment of that film.
Yeah, I know. Well, like I said, I do like that film. And what we're going to do, we'll have to move on quite quickly now because I've only got 10 minutes recording left on this. But let's just give a quick shout out to the 1979 version, which is a variant called Time After Time. It was done by MGM. It's actually directed by Nicholas Meyer from Star Trek 2 and 6, and featured Mary Steenburgen, David Warner, Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, not that one. That's a classic. They made a TV version of the Time Machine, which I will send to you today. It's terrible.
I saw it. Was it a recent one? And it only lasted like 2 episodes or something.
No, it was a full movie. They made it for TVs, and he sat on a time platform in 1972. They recopied the story. It's absolute shit. All right. And I will send it to you.
Thank you. I don't. But like, just quickly say, I didn't mind the 1979 version with it. But it had. Yeah. We might actually do a separate show based on that one film alone. But let's see about that. But a great time travel sci-fi is a very, very well known staple in science fiction, and I think that the 1961 was very, very good. And I've liked all the versions, even time after time. So thank you for that, Martin. Right, we better move swiftly on. Do you want to do your the last Predator verses for a while? Shall we hit the jingle?
Can we just have a second silence, please?
Okay. Shall I put
Are you saluting?
I'm putting on the last post music at the moment.
Right. Let's go. Fuck it. Sacked.
Okay, here we go.
Predator versus.
They drew first blood, not me.
Right, Martin. Let's go for it. Rambo, apparently. Let's go for it.
Right. Well, Rambo. This is after. I don't know. It's Rambo 15 or whatever it is. Rambo's travelling the world, isolating himself so he doesn't have to kill people. And Rambo's, is in a fucking jungle somewhere because he likes living in jungle, and he's in there, and he's just trying to, because he's killed hundreds of people, and he's trying to make peace with himself, balance it out with nature and this. And he's got into the Zen lifestyle as Rambo. He's with these sort of like jungle people that are into nature, and suddenly they all start getting slaughtered, because the Predators heard of this dude, of all his adventures in these films. And he comes to Earth, and he's been hunting him down. He wants Rambo's head on his mantelpiece,
Yeah, of course.
And Rambo won't kill. He's going, "Look, no, I'm not doing that anymore." And the Predator turns up in this template jungle where he's at peace, and they're all naked and that, and taking LSD or whatever. They're all at peace, all that shit. And Rambo's suddenly Ed Monk gets vaporized, and Rambo's going, "Don't push me, don't push me." Keeps saying that, and the Predator's doing it back to him, "Don't push me, don't push me." and it starts. Predator's got a Gatling gun, laser blaster, starts firing them out. And Rambo's like, because he's always doing them, you know, like them noises. Like, he jumps, and then he jumps, and he's like that. And suddenly, he's got this box in a room. He gets in there, and it's full of fucking guns. Loads of guns. And he pulls them out, 250 cal machine guns. And he's just stood there. You know, you got all that music where he's putting his band on his head and all that Rambo thing. And he kicks the doors open and he says, "Come on then, motherfucker." And he just blows off 250 cal guns. And Predator's like, takes a load of it. Destroys his helmet and his laser weapon. So Predator, like, double blades his knife. Rambo's going, "Come on!" So anyway, Predator goes up. Fucking big fight shums, sticks the knife in Rambo's gut, twists it. Rambo's like, "Yeah, is that all you've got?" Headbutts him. Turns round, Predator like falling back. Rambo's stood there going, "Right then." So like they're circling each other, and Sylvester, you know, Stallone makes them grunting noises, doing all that. Right. And suddenly Predator tries lashing out him. Rambo kicks it right in his bollocks. It's going like, "Ooh!" And then he smacks it on its face and then bolts it up the arse. So then he pulls the grenade off his thing and drops it down the Predator's pants and pulls the pin. Rambo runs, like, you know, grunting as he's running, jumps over the thing, and the Predator blows to bits. And Rambo stands there, and all his body's everywhere. And, you know, he's happy.
He's actually happy.
He's actually happy because he's back doing what he's good at. And he goes, "Fuck all this fucking piece of shit, I'm off to go slaughter some people for next movie." And he clears off, and the Predator music kicks off, and that's it.
Okay. Well, there we go. But didn't you say
people wanted Rambo? Now your fault.
Well, you got it. Well, that's really good. But now that if the Predator's dead, didn't you say that if he died this time, then that's the last time we'll ever do the Predator versus?
Well, I'm just disappointed with him because he's lost 20 battles again.
I think he needs a rest. We're going to give him a rest, and then he's going to come back in a while. He's going to have a stay-at-home kind of thing. He's going to be a stay-at-home Predator kind of thing, because we've got the coronavirus on the Predator homeworld as well. We'll let him recharge his batteries, and then we'll bring him back in the future for some more interesting
don't forget,
conflicts.
Predator hunting world as well.
Well, we can always start a new series called Pat Butcher versus. No, I don't think we could.
God's sake. No,
I think that would be the new one
for next week.
Well, yeah. Well, on that note, we're gonna. Well, thank you for that. We're going to move on to a new topic next week. That's just to say, as we're wrapping up, I'm sorry I forgot to play the bloopers, but we'll play that very soon when we're back. We're going to feature.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just we're out of time. What we'll do.
I forgot to tell you one thing.
Go for it.
It should have done it in the news. Scientists, it's on Facebook, I lost the. Scientists apparently have discovered a parallel universe where time actually runs backwards.
What, like Red Dwarf?
It was on Facebook, I had it all.
Oh, mate, can you find it? Send it to me.
I've been out, if I see it, I come across, I forgot to tell you.
No.
That's a Red Dwarf.
Oh, God.
It's you and me doing this podcast right now in reverse.
Backwards. Yeah, well, oh God! No, I was going to do something with us talking backwards. All right,
go on.
Right, we're going to talk backwards for 10 seconds, okay? So here we go. What's that? Right, that's it.
Go on.
Okay, so we're now forwards now, everybody. But what you heard is us talking and singing Red Dwarf backwards. It's really weird. It only lasts for about 15 seconds because that's too strange, I think, to do that. But I just did it anyway. Sorry, Martin. I don't know why I thought of that. That was crazy. There we go. Right, we're going to sign off now. Next week, we're going to do the best of the Predator verses as this topic is finishing. So some of the favourites, including Marvin, Pat Butcher, Red Dwarf, all those ones. We've done 25. We're going to feature about a few of the best ones, and then we'll be back with our regular show the week after. Let's leave with a song which is called where is it? Oh, it's called Suspension by Stu Phillips. People might recognise this as the theme to that classic 80s series, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. So, Martin, thank you for that. Will we catch you very soon again with a Solo One Sci-Fi podcast? Catch you later.
Far beyond the world I've known, far beyond my time. What am I? Who am I? What will I be? Where am I going? And what will I see? Searching my mind for some truths to reveal. What thoughts are fantasy? What memories real? Long before this life of mine, long before this time, what was there? Who cared to make it begin? Is it forever, or will it all end? Searching my past for the things that I've seen. Is it my life, or just something I dream? Far beyond this world I've known, far beyond my time. What kind of world am I going to find? Will it be real or just all in my mind? What am I? Who am I? What will I be? Where am I going? And what will